in rolling out enterprise applications to the business community, clouds and outsourcing strategy. Shri Santana is also experienced in large global implementations of Oracle software across varied industries. Shri Santana is an engineering graduate from IIT Delhi and has his master's from University of Michigan in the United States. He also has his MBA from Michigan State University. Thank you. A warm welcome.
Thank you, Durga. Thank you for your presentation. And now let me welcome Munira ma'am to introduce the profile of Srinivas Pocharas Garu to the audience, please.
Good morning to the well-learned gathering. Here I am to introduce, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Srinivas Pochiraju, who is a seasoned IT professional with over 28 years of experience in product engineering management, consulting, solution architecture, and strategy services. Mr. Srinivas is currently the Senior Director of Managed Cloud Services Solution Management for North America, covering both commercial and public sector customers. Prior to Oracle, Mr. Srinivas was a management consulting principal, advising CIOs on IT strategy and outsourcing. In his earlier roles, Mr. Srinivas had management positions at IBM and MCI companies and was the chief technologist at eCampus.com, an early e-commerce site for college students. At MCI, Srinivas was responsible for launching one of the earliest internet e-commerce websites. Mr. Srinivas has taken a Bachelor of Technology degree from the National Institute of Technology, Warangal, India. Mr. Srinivas resides in Ashburn, VA with his family. It's our honor to have you here, sir. As future is always hopeful, we expect the same helping hand in our future days. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Now I invite Srinivas Garu and Santanam Garu for their presentation.
Namaskar to everybody. So, I think when I first looked at the number of students and the welcome that we got when we were coming in, I was so overwhelmed by the generosity. And I can tell you, we in our business career, we travel all over the world. Haven't seen this kind of welcome anywhere. We do things for This actually shows how much India can give and how much people can learn from India. That is one of the things that we'll talk about today. I think when Uman was talking about the industry and why everybody is coming into India, the India strategy that we have, the underlying need for that is because of the service that is required in the IT industry. So the IT industry was used to be product, hardware, everything about the touch of hard parts, right? But now when you look at the industry, it is going away from the hardware, the software, and all that. It's actually going into what's called service. And what other place can provide better service than India? No, I have no doubts in my mind. When we started off outsourcing, that was the beginning. And with the new trend that we're going into, India is going to really surpass every other country because we already know how to serve. You just showed me as an example when we were just walking in. So with that, can you go to the next slide? So when I was thinking about how do I talk to the students and get you the feel for where the industry has been and where it's going, right? If I just say service, everybody will think about what does that mean? It is hard to express, right? So I know one thing that you all know is recently we celebrated Diwali, right? All of you did? Many of you did, I'm sure. So, if you look at Diwali, what do? When I was growing up, and like Owen mentioned, Mine was also a very humble beginning. I studied in a school that had just tents. And when it used to rain, water used to pour on our head. But you grow up. And you grow from that humble beginning into whatever you make of yourself, right? Opportunities come, you grab it. In those days, one thing I do remember is when Diwali used to come, people used to be all around. My mother used to make all the sweets. We used to go to a specific tailor to get our dresses stitched up, getting new dresses, getting into the firecrackers and blasting that used to be fun. If you really think about that, what used to happen is every family had its own way of celebrating. Diwali is celebrated as a community, but every family has its own. I remember my grandfather had he had sugar. So my mom used to make sweets with less sugar in it, and my father had blood pressure, so the salt in the sweets that she makes also is less. Right? So she used to cater to kids, and she used to cater to my dad, to my grandfather, to everybody. So our Diwali celebrations, just the sweets itself, was so customized. It was, we used to celebrate, we used to distribute sweets to others and so on, but it was our family's Diwali too, right? Now, if you fast forward, now I have my own family. My wife she's a physical therapist. She doesn't really have the time to prepare those sweets that my mom used to make and cater to every individual person. So what do? And that's not a story just about my family. All my friends are like that too. So what do? They go to the great sweet shops and they buy sweets and then we celebrate. See what has happened. What used to be very customized, very, very specific, family knit, function. Now what is happening is it's all getting that function that your mother used to do. It's getting outsourced to a common vendor. Everybody goes to the same guy, and I know if you're in Hyderabad, Pulla Reddy, right? You go to Pulla Reddy, get the sweets, and everybody celebrates. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, that is more efficient. By that, what's happening is my wife, who spends time outside with her patients and so on, when she comes back, she doesn't have to cook and she doesn't have to do these things. She can spend quality time with my kids. So it is good for the community. That's how the entire society is going, right? So in every one of these things, whether it's new clothes, now we all go to the mall. Who's got a special tailor? I'm not sure, maybe some of you do, but we all go to the mall. And we all go to Pulla Reddys of the world and get the sweets. That's how the society has moved on, right? Software industry has done exactly the same thing. If you go back to 1970s and 1980s, we used to develop custom software. The software that fit the perfect mold of every customer. I have a particular problem, and to cater to that problem, I will bring in the consultants. Their job is to completely understand every little thing that you do, and your software would exactly map to your needs. That's how it used to be, right? And now, is it practical? So you can also think about, same mother's example, right? Is it practical for this generation women to go to the office, do other things that they do, and come and do all the things at home? It's hard, right? That's why you have to give away some of the activities, and so you can spend your time properly. Similarly, most customers have realized that customizing the software, customizing the way they used to do, needs to change so that they can interact with other countries, so that they can interact with other businesses, so that they can actually do much more internally within their company to make their company bigger. You're following me? And so what they have done is some of those functions, they said, okay, vendors like Oracle, vendors like Accenture, they said, you go do it. Because I am a manufacturer of, let's say I'm a manufacturer of automotive, right? I specialize in manufacturing automotive. Let me concentrate there. I'm not going to concentrate on building the software. You guys that are, Oracle and others who are really good in software, you guys go do it. And I will come to you, I'll give my business to you, you manage it for me. That's where the industry is going. So the other trend, as I was saying, is you all have water in your house, right? So what do? You open your tap, water comes. You go and switch on the electricity, the light comes, right? Do you ever think about where this electricity comes from? Who generates electricity? What path does it take before it comes to your house? You don't think about it. You just switch on the light. The light better come on. You don't really care where it is coming from, because there is an electricity company here. You are paying money, and you are basically saying that I need electricity to my house, and they give it to you. Water is the same way. All your the TV channels that you watch the same way. Cable guy, you just pay the cable person some money, and he does the hookup, and it comes. You don't have to worry about. You don't care how they bring it to you, right? You don't. But in the software world, that was not true before. You needed to know exactly who's delivering, what he's delivering, how they're doing it, and all that stuff, right? Because it was catering to your specific needs. You have to worry about it. You have to think about, is this guy constructing the software that is going to meet exactly my needs the way it is? But now that's not the case. Where the world is going is, it's going to what is called a utility company. In other words, I'm sure you all know about internet by now, right? What do? You just plug in your cable to the Ethernet connection, automatically internet fires up. Any of you worry about where the internet comes from? You don't. You don't have to. You shouldn't have to. Similarly, in the software industry, internet is the first part that enables. But after internet, all of the application development, all of the application hosting, everything that you think about, the direction where this is going is, it's moving toward where you can just plug in your Ethernet card and you say, this is the application that I want to use, it's there for you. Just like water, just like electricity, just like the cable channel that you get, you should be able to plug in and say, give me my application, it should come, regardless of what device that you use. Used to be that you have to have this hard terminal and sitting and punching. No, not anymore. All of you, I'm sure, have, many of you, I'm sure, as students you may not all of you may have, but many of you have smartphones, right? Smartphones, you can get everything wherever you are. The same concept. Now, the study, if you see, look at that study, 8.1 billion devices are there in the world through which you can get to the internet and therefore your application. Now, think about the world before this. The world before this was, you have to get to your office. You have to sit in front of your computer. You have to have the internet connection or whatever connection to the network so that you can actually launch your application and work. Now, what this has done is I can launch from my iPad. I can launch from my phone. I can launch from my PC. I can launch from my desktop. It doesn't matter what device I have. As long as I have connectivity to this network, internet, I can do it. See how much the world has changed? And that is the beauty of where Oracle is playing as well. Oracle has been through this journey all the way, right from where the software was the prime goal. I know many of you, probably even till today, think about Oracle as a database company. Is that true? Many of you think about database company and product company. But that's how we were known in the 70s and 80s. That's how we were known. And then when we grew up, we were known by, Oracle is a application company, a company that produces software applications. Then came a time when Oracle grew up a little more, and now in the new era, and this is something that if you have not heard, you will hear, we are into cloud computing. Okay, just one before this. Keep it before this. So, go on. So one of the things that I wanted to leave with the cloud computing part is the way I was describing how you can just plug in your cable and get the internet and therefore applications. What's really important is we are now moving into a world where software industry itself is going away from the hardware and software and all that into service-based. And there are many services and many innovations around those services that are defined. And to walk through that, and then I'll pick back up as to what that means to you. I'll invite Mr. Srinivas Garu. Let him come and give you a feel for what that innovation means, and then I'll come back and I'll specifically address what I expect out of you, so that you can shape yourself and tune yourself to that. Okay?
Thank you, Sunny. I'm the governor. I appreciate this opportunity for me to come out here and talk to everybody. This, and I'll go on a personal spiel with Sunny and Ruben. This is a very, I am excited to be here. This is my hometown. I'm from Gujarat. I went to NSM Public School in Padapalli. Suryaravpet nunchi cycle dokkan Padapalli. Then intermediate lo poddunne 4:30 lechi tuition ki vellam. Maacham. So I went to Siddhartha College, then I went to NIT Varangal. But this place, it has a very special place in my heart. My parents still live here, and that's one message to you. Wherever you go, your parents are very important. Okay? Call them. Now you have SMS, then they have phones too. So anyway, I will now talk about what I do for a living. Those two guys actually do all the work. I do the selling. So I tell customers what we make, how do we make it, and what all of that means in cloud computing. So there are 3 flavors now that are out there: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. See, no longer any company, they don't want to buy software anymore. They don't want to pay money to run software anymore. They say, hey, I'm going to pay you one single fee as a subscription, just like you subscribe to the newspaper. It comes every day. So they want to use software just like that, okay, monthly fee. Okay, you want 1, you want 2, it's price times quantity. So they want somebody else to run all the servers that run behind the infrastructure. They want somebody else to manage it, keep it updated, keep the lights on. So that's what we do. So we have data centers around the world, we sell our software, we run it for them, and that's what we sell to the customers. So I only have one slide, and I'll take questions at the end of Sunny's presentation. Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you. So, thank you, Srinivas. So it's always a pleasure to get the local person in here and speak your language, and it's more credible. We're actually blessed to have him. We had no idea that he was from this place. We were just, Ruben and myself, we were actually coming in, and it turned out that he was coming in independently. We had no idea. And when I was talking to him, and just by accident, he mentioned that he's going to Vijayawada as well. And so it just happened that you brought him in here. So thanks for joining us, Srinivas. So I was telling you before that I'll give you feedback on what we think we need from you. We can talk about where the industry is going, where Oracle is going, and all that. That's good, right? What's more important is, what does it mean to you? If I just were to talk about my own self, what's the point? That's not of much use. It's always, we look forward to students. You saw 50,000 people that Safra, students, not people, students. 5 lakh? Oh, 5 lakh. I was trying to convert it in my mind. So 5 lakh students are getting into Oracle. And you're all part of that, right? And we want to make sure that everybody, not just the premium colleges, get the opportunity. Because I do know, in our hearts, we all believe we're all from humble beginning. So that's just a fact, right? So we all know if we can make it, you can make it too. You should make it too, not you can. You should make it too. So I think from that angle, we wanted to give you feedback on what we think we need from you to hopefully grow up. And when we were growing up, we had to find our way through. We didn't really know. We didn't have anybody specifically giving us advice. But hopefully, we can give some of that back to you so you can take advantage of that. Right? So, if you really look at that sort of slide, it's pretty obvious what's in it. You have to really plan and execute is all it says, right? But what's really important is for us, in majority of the people that you speak to, you're all very good at what you do. You all have right intentions, which means you want to do the right things, and given the opportunity, you will succeed. But the problem is, you're not able to express yourself very well to everybody. Either that is because you're not comfortable with the language, or you're not comfortable culturally to speak up. And that's a problem with most of us Indians. In fact, Owen and I were awarding our people in Hyderabad, actually both Hyderabad as well as in Bangalore. And as part of that ceremony, towards the end, we recognize all the people that have done outstanding work, and we give them awards. And when we do that, most of the times we find the candidates are either this way or this way, they're turning around. It's a good thing, right? We're actually recognizing you for what you've done. You should stand up, receive the award, face everybody, speak a few words, and then go. I think the shyness that we have in us kind of puts us a bit down, right? And it's a hard lesson. Right? So all that circle there that tells you really is